Hello everybody. I know it's been a few years. um so yeah, I just wanted to do a quick project update. I know I had to sell the RS. It's a pity. That car ended up being a brilliant car, beautiful. The guys ended up painting it black. I would have gone for a different color, but still, it is what it is. This is the Ford Escort I've been working on for the last few months. In South Africa, we never had the RS Turbo, but we did have the 1600 Sport, and we also had the xr3 and the xr3i. But because this Sport was so original inside out, it just looked like a good project car to do something custom with. So I thought, let me 3D print an RS kit for it. It's just a straight bolt-on kit, almost like the original one. And the skirts is not on. And I don't really need to drill too many holes in the body. And then I can still decide if I ever gonna paint this car, because now currently I would like to keep the original paint at least of the vehicle, even though it's pretty rough and it's really super dirty. But yeah, everything else on this car is pretty much stock standard. Original dash, original seats. They do have some wear and tear. It's understandable for a super old car. But otherwise, despite the carpet that's also got a hole or two in it, and a roof light that's disintegrated, it's a pretty original car, and it's relatively clean. Despite the only bad rust this car's got is in this corner, where somebody patched it with a fiberglass block, and it ended up to be, well, just rusting the car out even more. This is the red xr3 seats. I fully took them apart to wash the material because it was horrible. And yeah, it needs to be cleaned up. This car, basically, I just took everything apart, cleaned it, put it back together. It's in fairly clean condition. The engine, it's got like one or two noisy lifters, but otherwise, it sounds pretty good. Yeah, I did not clean the bonnet in the inside, I know. But despite the battery tray that's rusted away, it's been patched with fiberglass. My dad did it a long time ago when we got the car, just to prevent water from coming in, but it faded, and yeah, water got in the car and ruined the floor. It's still got the Cowley exhaust that was probably fitted when the car was bought new. It's basically a stainless steel exhaust. Branches is normal mild steel, and then from the pipe backwards it's full stainless, which is quite nice. I would really like to keep that aspect. It's got a very nice sound to it. I fitted a GLE grill, a plastic primer. It still needs to be painted white. I started sanding down the front lip. I need to fill it and then sand it down some more because this needs to get molded. The arches, they are actually casts. They've already been molded. These are the casts that will be used on the car. There was some gap issues. I had to cut them here just to readjust them slightly. That's just going to get filled up again. It's not going to be too much of an effort. I need to put the original wheel back. This car is not perfect by any means. It's got a lot of dents and things, and you know, it's an old car. It's been parked it's most of the life it was parked. The bumpers were quite fairly clean. I did cheat a bit. I did paint this one, and I did fix some dents or bends in it. But I just wasted my time because I won't be using those, because the RS had the exact same bumpers as the xr3. That's the bumper that's now currently on the car. I won't be using this one as it's the red car's bumper. I just put it on here for image mock-ups. The bumper I will be using is this bumper that is really bad. This whole section here, I've probably been panel beating for like 3 hours the other day to see if I can straighten it up a bit, because mainly the corners are okay. It's just here in the center. I don't know what the hell people did with it. I might have made the bumpers on the farm still, but you know, it's a good place to just practice on. So I've been hammering and sanding this for quite some time. It will need filler, but I still need to do that section and the top section. This is actually surprisingly fairly almost perfect. I just need to do that piece. So also again, going to the back, do the xr3. This car, it's quite a nice, you know, starting bone, but it still also needs a lot of work. Why did somebody throw this on here? It will need a full respray. So yeah, remove the bumper. It will need a full respray. This section was bumped in the past. It was horribly repaired, not by me. This is how I bought the car. A lot of people will be exceptional. For me, no. If I decide to save this car, finish this car, I will probably redo that whole front clip. And also this car was originally yellow, so I might be looking into going back to that color. I was messing around, fitted the Fiesta booster and master because I didn't really have a xr3 master, and this is like a budget build. But I'll probably swap that out with an original one again, as you can still buy them new. I have boosters. I made a boo-boo and messed some brake fluid on the fender, but like I said, the car will need to get painted. There's no really saving this paint, unfortunately, and it's still got a few dings and stuff around it. I was basically trying to mainly just assemble the car so it looked better. I put it on carpet, it's all dirty again. I had to pull the quarter covers to put the seat belts. I need to do that side still. This one I fitted the seat belt, but this car's originally that yellow color, so I must probably, if I restore this car, it will go back to that color. The dash then are really nice, it's just all dirty again. I'll need to find an original set of clusters because somebody stuck those decals on there. I'm not really a big fan of it. I do have a spare set of clusters, but the dial's badly damaged, so I probably won't use those. But I do have a donor car on the farm. I can just take those off. The door is horribly aligned. I need to fix that alignment. But for now, this is on hold. I might still be able to post another video of the engine running. I just fetched the car on my dad's farm because it's been parked there for also been standing in the rain and the weather for a few years. Like, this car hasn't been on the road in probably 20 years. My Focus SD, also a car I built. It was also like an old drag car that was abandoned badly. The fenders were changed because they were drag racing it. I think they damaged the fenders and just fitted other ones. I haven't done any paint work on this car. I just was focused on getting it fully running. My Figo SD, this is the only two-door Figo SD in the world you'll ever see. I took a Fiesta SD and I fitted a Ford Figo nose. Nothing structured, just the panels and the lights and stuff. And it ended up to be quite a nifty little fun car. This car was also not meant to be saved. When I bought it originally, I just wanted to strip it down for spares like I've done for these poor cars, because they were fairly cheap, and you know, sometimes you can't save them all, but they were good donors to a lot of other projects. But then I thought, it's got papers, it's got an ECU, its engine was in 1,000 pieces, let's do something. So the wide body Fiesta SC, I chucked the engine in here, which is a 2012 Ford Focus engine, brand new engine, forged internals. And then somebody was stripping a Ford Figo, and then I thought, because this one's now front end was junk, so I thought, let me see how fairly close is the fitment. And you can see on the fenders it's slightly off there. I didn't even change anything or bend anything. Basically almost everything on this front clip of this car was straight bolt on. Just the fenders and the bonnet mounts I had to make brackets for. I need to move the bonnet slightly backwards. I haven't even done any panel gaps on this car. It was just built and then I sent it to get painted, like cheap panel beaters. It was just a budget build. You'll see the paint is not perfect, the body is not perfect at all. This car was not built to be a showroom car, it's just been built to be a beater, just to have, you know, fun with. And it's actually a pretty fun car, and for some reason very reliable. I can't understand that. So Usually project cars aren't reliable. But yeah, this is from my end. Let me just go back into the garage. I'm gonna quickly, I've just finished 3D printing the last of the pieces of the second side skirt. Here's the side skirts you can see, or pieces of them. I need to assemble the last one. I did finish printing the last few pieces, so I need to fit them. I can prime it and then sand it down. Maybe I will add some filler. This doesn't look like it's smooth, but it's actually smooth for some reason. But there is still a few pieces where I can improve. It's gonna get molded anyway. Same with the front lip. I will probably go through it with body filler and just sand it down. I don't really care. The parts is not meant to last. It's just needs to be perfect enough so I can pull a mold of it. And then obviously the costs is what's important, not these pieces. They just need to be perfect enough and last long enough to pull one good mold. So yeah, now my garage is a mess. I've got a lot of stuff I need to sort out. It's just been hectic with work, a lot of other things. Don't know how many people know, but I actually got married, so I've got a bit more responsibilities and stuff to do, and also have a little one on the way. But yeah, this is a good car. It's had a really rough life. Almost every arch has got some whiskey dents or marks on it. Like it's had a pretty rough life, but I think we can turn this into something different. So I need to remove the 600 Sport decals. These are still the original decals to this car. Still the original paint on this car actually. It's never been painted or whatsoever. I need to pull the boot spoiler, clean below it. I did pull the one side tail light and clean it below it and replaced it. I need to do the same for this side because they are cracked from age and damages and, you know, etc. And then there's a bunch of dents. I'll probably try and pull dentless. And then once I get the stickers off, you can literally see how perfect the paint is below the decals. You can actually still see the line there. And then how bad the paint has gotten from age, and you know, it's probably been polished and buffed a few times. So I tried polishing it, and the only thing I did was pull off some paint. So I definitely won't be doing that again. But yeah, I'm gonna do the body kit. I'll do the first cast for this car, paint it. I'm gonna see how much dents on this car I can fix without doing any paint damages on it, because I would like to keep the original paint to this car. But you know, maybe I'll see how I feel about this car and how things go. But maybe I'll do a full bolt and nut restoration on it. But for now, I actually just want to get this body kit done, get it painted, color match to the car, the girl the same thing, fix the bumpers just to make, you know, it more presentable. And then yeah, I actually want to drive this car. I've driven it a few times in town, but you know, I really want to fully drive it and enjoy it until the day comes and I can do a full bolt and nut restoration. I did order a polybush kit for the car. It's all the suspension on this car, every single thing is original. There's not a single suspension part on this car that's ever been replaced, and yeah, that's also causing some technicalities because it's quite loose on the road. You know, the bushes is rotten, it's old, it needs to be replaced. So I ordered a polybush kit for it, so I'll be swapping all that stuff, the suspension bits. I need to get new shocks for it. I think the shocks is beyond shot. Oh no, wait, why am I bringing idiot the cars on jack stands? But yeah, now I thought I'd make a quick update on you guys. See, I've still got a lot of parts for Mark 3s I like grabbed on the farm. You know, it's always nice having parts if you build cars like these. And yeah, I actually honestly enjoy this car, so I want to get it to a point where I can basically daily drive it, enjoy it. Then my other cars can rest a bit. And then one day I'll do a full on bolt and nut restoration, but because the car's still original, the paint, everything, if I could keep it like this as long as possible, despite I know a lot of people is going to argue about the body kit on an original car. This is straight basically a bolt-on kit, and there's no holes. It's getting drilled into the fenders and stuff. Everything's in the inside of the wheel wells. Unfortunately, I do have to drill holes in the perfect soles on this car, but it is, well, one of those things. But yeah, no, hope you guys liked it. I will probably post one more video about all the 3D printed parts and how I've done everything, just as a recap. Because I know I didn't record much of everything I've done. I just basically took pictures for like on the Ford groups and stuff I'm on. But yeah, I'll start and record everything I do to it. But I might not record like simple things like gluing the 3D printed parts together, or like filling it. I'll see. I'll go buy a tripod and then I'll do a time lapse of maybe me doing this stuff if you guys really want to see that. But yeah, that's it for me. Hope you guys have a good one. Cheers.